A couple of days ago, I mentioned how the city of Mosul was taken over by ISIS militants, Al-Qaeda affiliated militants, and that they are a tremendous rising power in the country, to now where US President Barack Obama is considering the idea of sending in airstrikes into the country, very well showing that it is not mission accomplished as George Bush claimed. Now, some new information has come out as the rebels are about 50 kilometers outside the capital of Baghdad. They are being led by former Saddam Hussein generals. That's right, the former heads of the military before the US invasion are now running it. Izzat Ibrahim al-Douri is the one said to be in charge right now, at least in a military capacity. He's the one guiding their forces to take on the Iraqi military and, as I believe, very likely are going to have to take on the US soldiers again as well. The New York Times claims that it spoke to a senior Ba'athist leader who told them that they are unified by the same goal, which is getting rid of the sectarian government, ending this corrupt army, and negotiating to form a Sunni region. Al-Douri managed to escape Iraq, or at least escape his post, before US forces managed to catch up to him during the invasion. Now, since then, he went to ground and managed to hide better than Saddam Hussein did. Now, when the government came down, the one that was put in its place was a majority Shia, because most of the population is Shia. Now, this has caused a great deal of discontent among the Sunni. And according to reports, al-Douri has been behind the scenes manipulating a lot of this, or working towards and working on the Sunni population to take back its once prominent position, because the ethnic tensions or religious tensions between different groups have become much worse since the US-backed government came into power. And these are long-standing issues that the current government is not dealing with. The former government of Saddam Hussein, for everything that's wrong with them, they actually did try to deal with these situations. Not always in the best way, but they certainly did try to at least acknowledge that these problems were there and try to deal with them. Nouri al-Maliki, the current president of Iraq, pretty much alienated most of the population. Now, he's focused on his Shia minority, people who had been traditionally ignored by the government. Now, as the Sunnis who lost all this power were struggling to get it back, he of course had to go to more and more repressive measures in order to deal with the situation, because they weren't actually dealing with what was causing all these and dealing with that. Instead, he just became repressive in order to forward US interests. And this has caused such a tremendous backlash, which Izzat Ibrahim al-Douri is taking advantage of. The man even said, "The people of Iraq and its nationalist and Islamic forces support you until the realization of your just demands for the fall of the Safavid Persian alliance." A lot of this does stem from the refusal to allow Sunnis to engage in politics. I mean, they largely are excluded, and now the popularity or the success that they've had in rebelling against the government comes largely from this discontent, and is fueled further by the ongoing situation in Syria. These forces are linked in some way, if not at least just ideologically, and until that's dealt with, this will continue to always be a problem. Now, the thing we have to remember is, this is imperialism. This is a government installed by imperialism for imperialist interests, which means it has no intention of ever dealing with the contradictions that remain among the people. I mean, that there's no intention to actually deal and to help people, like to get on with their lives. There's no thought to the proletariat here. It continues to make the country nothing more than a resource mining ground for the imperialist powers. So how can we ever expect that a government installed by such a power could ever serve the people or serve their interests? It can't. This can also be further demonstrated by the further alienation that Kurds have suffered. The Kurds still have not gotten really much of anything serious in the way of self-determination, which is something that they have been owed for a very long time. Are these militants good? Are they a good thing for the country? Is this a good thing that it's happening? Well, yes and no. Obviously, the militants are not good for the country. They don't have people's best interests in mind. They don't have any desire to bring forth a better government that would better serve people. in any way, shape, or form. It is, however, good that the imperialist power in the country is being challenged, and it's being fractured, and could possibly stand a very good chance of breaking it. But it's a mixed bag. All this suffering is coming about because of the actions of the imperialists. And this is all on their heads, and all the blood that's going to be spilled over this is on their heads, because they came in with their interests, regardless of what it is the population wanted. And they're going to have to resort to even more bloody measures to keep the country under their control for their benefit. Thank you for watching. Please comment and rate the video. If you liked it, hit subscribe or check out some of these other great videos. If you wish, share it on social media. While you're at it, why don't you follow me on Twitter? And if you got time, go on over to the MRN bookstore and check out some of the latest books available.